Hello and welcome to today's episode. I am talking about going home, and this month I am going home to India. Now, you might have seen me talk about India or heard me talking about India, and think, why is this girl always going to India? And if you didn't know, I've actually been to India 17 times. But to me, India is so much more than a place that I visit. It feels like home. And it's somewhere that I'm so excited to take my gorgeous clients to because there's something truly transformative and magic. And it's why I choose to host retreats there. So I want to give a little bit of a backstory. If you didn't know, I'm Emma Lovell. I'm the Bleisure coach, but I'm also the founder of Rest and Receive Retreats. So rest and receive means when you rest, when you take time and space, when you have a pause or a break or a holiday, then you can receive opportunities. And so often we're like, give me more, give me more. Why am I not getting work? Why am I not getting clients? Why am I not getting what I want? But you don't even have space to get that. And so when you create space, when you take time, when you slow down and you go, actually, what do I want? That's when the opportunities start to present. And I've had this experience time and time again. So it's why I called my company that. And it obviously correlates perfectly with retreats, which are generally about taking a break, focusing on something, and having a transformative experience. So when it came to my first international retreat, the only choice was India. And so in 2023, I hosted my first retreat in India, but it certainly wasn't my first rodeo. It wasn't my first trip there. I have now been visiting India for 20 years. My first trip was in June 2005, my final year of high school. And I went with my dad for a conference, and I truly fell in love with this country. And since then, I've had reason after reason to go back. First what time was just to take up somebody on the offer of their hospitality who said, come and stay in my home. I said, okay, I'm 18, sure, I'll go. Stay with me and my family. The kids took me out. They were similar age to me. I had a wonderful time. And then that was on the way to my gap year. And on the way back from England for my gap year, I said, I want to come back again. And that time I was invited to participate in a wedding of the family, a cousin, and it was the most incredible experience to be part of a wedding and to be part of the family. And that's what India is about. India has this saying, and it is Atiti Devo Bhava. I've got it tattooed on my arm now, and it means guest is God. But they also have this thing where they really want to take care of you and they embrace you like family. They're a community, a collective society, a culture where village and family is very important. And they really, family is at the center of everything. And they still, have these huge family homes where everyone lives under the one roof. Children are raised by many people. And it's beautiful to see. And you are truly embraced and welcomed. Like, I call elder people uncle and auntie. And that's just a respect thing in a lot of Asian countries, but in India in particular. And so someone quite older to you, it's uncle and auntie. If there's a woman who's kind of a little bit older than me, but not quite, I guess, an auntie age or a parent age, they would be called Didi, like big sister, or brother, Bai, for an older friend. I'm Didi now to younger people. So it's just lovely. It's just very family. They say cousins aren't just cousins, they're cousin brother or cousin sister. Like it's very family, very collective, and you are embraced and welcomed so quickly. So why India then for retreats? Like, why do we have to, we're not about being a family. The thing about India for retreats and why I love them is because India really shocks you into being there. Like, there's no two ways about the fact that you are in a foreign country. Even if you're from a neighboring country, like India just operates on its whole different level. And so you are just getting taken out of your comfort zone and transported into this new environment. And you are forced to then kind of find yourself because you're like, whoa, everything else is so different. Like there's no anchors, there's nothing to hold on to, there's nothing that reminds me of anything like home or what I usually do. So then you go into yourself. That's how I feel about it. There is certainly a chaos there, but then I find calm. Like there's chaos all going on, but you can be calm because like I'm not part of that. Like oh wow, I can just observe this. Um, and I can just watch on and it doesn't have to, I'm not part of it. Like I'm very, again, I'm foreign. I think there's a special magic in that. And I just love that. And it's crazy because I said I feel like I'm going home. I feel so at home and I'm so excited. I'm leaving in 2 weeks to host my next retreat, the Bleisure Life Retreat in India. And now I was meant to be going to Nepal this year, and I was so excited for that. And I do have a full episode about why that's not the case. And we were going to, we will have that retreat again, and I will book that date. But there was some disruption and uncertainty, and didn't feel right. It wasn't right. It wasn't at that time wasn't recommended to go. So they're sorting everything out now, but I had to make the best decision on behalf of my group. So we shifted the entire retreat just over 6 weeks ago to India, and my beautiful group, 5 or 6 out of 8 said yes. Great, we'll do it. And two are now going to participate in my next Australian retreat, which is in February 2026. So but in November 2025, we are going to India, the Bleisure Life Retreat, which is bringing in my, obviously my Emma level coaching, my Emma level business, where I am the Bleisure coach, where I'm going to be teaching people how to harmonize their business, their travel, and the self-care. And I've really experienced that with India because I went there for a business activity, a conference with my father. I made friendships that have become family. And in going there, I get taken care of. There's self-care because it's something I love. It's something that lights me up. But I also there's so many wonderful people and there's such a service culture, but there's also so many people to deliver services that you can have a lot of help and support that we just can't have in Australia because the cost is higher. So people are paid well, not always, but people can be paid well in service roles, but you can have drivers, there are housekeepers, there are beauty services are more affordable. Like I can do things that I just can't do here that I don't have to drive. I don't have to think about food. I can stay in a nice hotel. It can all be cleaned. Like I can just then get to focus on me. So that's something I've loved. But also if I'm staying in the home with my friends, which I've often done, they take care of me. They make sure I'm eating. They want to take me places. They say, how can we do things for you or with you? So there's self-care. So the business has then led to, I actually ended up working with some Indian businesses and then becoming my clients. But I now partner with a travel company. So my Indian travel partner is Indus Bound. We offer travel services, luxury bespoke travel services in India, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and Nepal. So it's the Indus region, which is why it's called Indus Bound. And of course, I then had to create a retreat with them. And I had this vision in 2019 when I took a girls group there that I would one day bring a group of women. But I didn't realize it was going to be a business retreat. And it's now not just women, it's men and women. And we have this fabulous group going in November. But it's the perfect harmony that retreats offer this perfect harmony of pleasure. We are going to be doing a business retreat, and I'm obviously running a business activity with my partner in India. It's travel, of course, but it's also leisure, and we will enjoy leisure activities. And then it's self-care because everything is taken care of. That is something on my retreats. Everything is taken care of. You just have to commit and say yes and get yourself there. I tell people how they get their visas. I tell them we help them work out their flights. We arrange any pre-accommodation. We can arrange extension travel. And then everything on the retreat, it's like, just trust us. We will give you an itinerary. We have a program. We will do workshops. You just need to show up and we're going to guide you through that experience. We stay in luxury accommodation. We do incredible activities. We have amazing experiences. And we have time and space built into our itinerary so that you get the chance to be. And that's what's going to happen on the Bleisure Life Retreat. They're going to get to experience pleasure at its best. And then I'm going back to India. Why India? Because I want to show people that you can also run retreats like this. So this is my rest and receive business where we actually now teach people how to host retreats. I have 2 clients in India right now running retreats, one in beautiful Kerala, one in the north of India. They're now getting groups sometimes of 5, 7, 12 people to come and experience India. And this is something that I wanted all those years ago. I wanted to show people the love I have for this country, the transformation, the magic, the joy, yes, the chaos, but also the calm that India can have and how it can transform your life because it's transformed mine. I just cannot say it enough. I must have been Indian in a past life, if you believe in those things. I say I was a Maharani, like a warrior queen or something. I went to Rajasthan, I went to Udaipur, which is like a place I would love to live. It's the White City. Udaipur means city on the lake. And there's this palace by the lake, and I got to meet the king 20 years ago and ride an elephant in the garden. And I just, wore my first sari, this beautiful hot pink sari. And I just felt so connected and so welcomed and so home. And I cried the night we were leaving. I was like, how can they just be so loving and so welcoming? And how could I have had such this incredible experience and it's going to end? But little did I know that it wasn't going to end. And that's 17 times now. And I've gone back with my now husband a few times. I've taken my son. We've gone on tiger safaris. We have people there who love and care for us. And I now get to introduce more people to that experience. So if you're interested in coming to India, it's very soon, but if you want to say yes, jump on board. Otherwise, if you're interested or you want to experience India and you're not quite sure if you want to host a retreat, but you want to taste test it or you just want the chance, so you've missed this chance, we have India Inspires Retreat, which will be in March, 1st to the 9th of March, 2026. I'll be hosting that. We'll be going to Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, and Udaipur. So that's Delhi is the capital, and then we will be going to these key areas in Rajasthan. Agra is where the Taj Mahal is. Of course, we have to see the Taj Mahal, which we'll also be doing on this retreat. And you get to experience the magic of India and then see if potentially you want to bring people back to share it with them. And of course, if you didn't know, in Rest and Receive, I have a course, I have training days, I have private coaching where I teach people how to host profitable retreats, just like I'm doing. So you can find your Bleisure life potentially through hosting a retreat. I would love to have you. I'd love to teach you more about India or share with you more about my love of India. I could make this episode a million years long, but you can head to restandreceive.au/events. You'll find both the Bleisure Life India retreat and you'll also find the India Inspires retreat. So to see more of what it's all like, follow along on emmalovell.au on Instagram or Rest and Receive Retreats on Instagram because I'm going to be posting so much content while I'm there. It is going to be an absolute spam fest of the incredible time that we're going to be having. And I really would love to share it with you. So namaste. Um, and I would love to teach you this unspoken motto of India, which is Atiti Devo Bhava, guest is God. And I would love to serve you as my guest on one of my retreats or as one of my clients learning about retreats through Rest and Receive. That's it for today. If I've tickled your interest and you're just feeling this calling like I do, I'd love to talk to you. More to come soon. Thanks for listening to the Emma Lovell Show. There's over 140 episodes, so if you're enjoying this, please go back and listen. And if you have the time, I would love for you to rate, review, and subscribe. We can subscribe so you don't miss out, but rate and review because then you can tell other people. And if you know somebody who might want to go to India or who's interested in retreats, send them this episode to have a listen to. And I would love to connect with them as well. Thank you for listening. See you next time.